unleash the champion within.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another exciting week of football here on Varsity Sports Nation. I'm your host, Big O Ontavius. Got my main man, AJ Brooks, Certified Dogs, and the man, the myth, the legend, the QB Pro, Baylin Trujilio. What's up, fellas?
What's up? What's up?
What's up, Lowood? You ran for me again after this Miami W. You keep collecting L's, but I like it. AJ reminded me before the show, let him keep talking trash because it's working in our favor. See that team right there? 5-0, should be number one in the country. Florida State fans out there, I'm sorry, took another L. You guys are getting BTA for 3 quarters until the fourth. Yeah, go Canes, baby.
Listen, man, it was a crazy week, man. Crazy. Of football. I think for the most part, pretty much everybody's games pretty much held up because of the weather. So I don't think we really had any too many rain delays or whatnot. Guys, I want to know real quick, man, with everything that's going on in sports, man, just in general, man, what's some of the biggest news you've been watching and seeing in a shift right now in just college sports right now?
Man, other than the fact that Miami's on top, baby.
I know, for real.
That's Miami.
I know, that's big, though.
State champs, baby.
It's good. I think it's good for college football when Miami is one of the top teams in the country. So I think that is good. Miami number 2. You see Penn State losing to UCLA. UCLA is one of the worst teams in the Big Ten. So for them to lose to UCLA is crazy. What other games were this weekend?
And Iowa State laid an egg. We could talk about Florida. How about Florida Gators responding?
Florida, that's big.
I called it. I said Florida by 10. They won by 8, so I like it. Dallas Wilson, elite. Tampa Bay Tech, I believe, right? Kid's absolutely unreal, man. I think I love Vernell Brown. I love Vernell Brown.
Let's just go. That kid, Dallas Wilson, is a man-child. So,
but they're both 5 stars, so I can't say that.
Yeah, I mean, it's no need to say this and that.
But I tell you, this kid right here, Dallas Wilson, baby, love him. Vernell,
he reminds that Dallas Wilson is a much bigger guy. He reminds me more of Jeremiah.
He's not as explosive as Vernell, but man, his route running ability.
You know they love VB3. They got VB3 kick return, punt return. They get jet sweeps.
But but to change a game like that in your first game against Texas,
yeah.
Just glad he didn't play against Miami. Not saying that they would not beat Miami, but he didn't.
We got a great show for everybody tonight, man. So you guys, please like, share, hit that sub button on YouTube. Please retweet it on X. We have our recap of our week 7 scores, and then we have some dudes, and then we're going to introduce a new segment. It's going to be called Locker Room Uninterrupted, where we're going to invite on a high school coach. We're going to shine a spotlight on a program, and then we're going to get into our top 10 and then our games of the week. But for now, let's recap the score.
Called it
last week.
Called it. Everybody talking about records.
Melbourne Bulldogs took on Winter Springs Bears 49-20, gentlemen. 49.
Yeah, this was a good game. Good game for Melbourne. Their quarterback, Edric Hall, went 17 for 23. He had 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. They also they got a freshman running back, Tyrese Jefferson. He had 21 carries for 113 yards and 1 interception. Last week, I mentioned Jalen Lohman being a difference maker for Winter Springs. The young man had a phenomenal game. He had 12 tackles, 1 interception, and 1 PBU. So he's added to his interception total for the year. I think that's 9 now for the season. So he's ranked pretty high nationally in the top 2 or 3. So good job by him. But yeah, good win by Melbourne.
Strength of schedule matters, guys. We talked about it. Winter Springs looks really good, 5-1. But at the end of the day, when you play competition, that's what matters, and that's what the difference was in this game.
We had Beer, Hawks, and also the Cowboys on our schedule, but it was rescheduled to 10-10. So they'll be playing on this Friday.
Yeah, they're playing this week. They had a bye.
Yes, sir. New Orleans Vikings took on Cocoa Tigers. This game was called at the half. I believe they had some weather issues. It was 28-6 when it was called at the half, guys.
Called it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unfortunate right now to see Cocoa right now in this position. But it is what it is. It's the nature of the beast. They won 3 state champions, so nobody in Brevard County feels sorry for them for sure. But we mentioned Kai Moore last week, quarterback for Norland. In one half of play, he had over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. So I don't know. I'm glad it got called at half. It is what it is.
Look, I got slack for picking this game. I don't know why they attacked me because everybody picked Cocoa to lose this game. But, of course, someone wants to repost this in that county and say, you clearly haven't watched football enough.
Yeah.
It stinks. Yeah, and then, hey, Seminole finally had my back on this. I believe Coach Graff was like, yeah, this didn't last too long. So
this didn't age well.
Graff, he had our backs on that one. But, yeah, this was getting ugly, and it was, like you said, called at halftime. It was shaping up to be a complete disaster. So, we're glad this happened at halftime. But I think Cocoa is going to now, like we mentioned last week, have an opportunity to run the table. So we'll see how it all pans out for Cocoa, and we wish them nothing but the best.
First Academy took on St. Francis Academy. 0-37. Guys, what happened?
Just shows you there's a little gap between wanting to be at the top of the nation. It's one thing to be, the best in your area. It's another to compete with IMG, St. Francis, and some of these guys. I mean, they are. I would say, AJ, they are about 4 or 5 touchdowns away from being, competitive in these type of big games. And it's going to happen. And whether it's next year or the year after, they're going to be ready for these type of games. But right now, man, I think this is still the number 1 team in America. I know they lost to Modern Day, which is the number 1 team in America. But, St. Francis, that is not – I mean – They lost
to St. John Bosco.
Oh, Bosco, that's right. And I think Modern Day is actually number 1. But, yeah, St. John Bosco. But anyways, they're all top 5 in America. America, guys, mind you, there's 19 to 23 schools in Orange County alone. We're talking about the entire freaking America. So this is a powerhouse. But TFA, I mean, it's hard to travel up to Baltimore. I know they had a lot of festivities. I believe they visited the Ravens Stadium. A lot of these kids got to experience some cool things. But at the end of the day, yeah, this was coming.
Yeah,
I think. Go ahead, AJ. Go ahead.
Every game, I think, every season, rather, I think if a team plays a game where they just they just want a mulligan. I think this was one of those games for TFA. Even against IMG, Central, Alabama, they were much more competitive than 37-0. They only had 103 yards of total offense. Brian Dillard, he had 46 yards rushing. He was the leading rusher. Bam Whitfield was the leading receiver. 1 catch, 23 yards. So they just never got going. And obviously, once they got down a couple scores, they have to become one-dimensional, so to speak. One thing I did see in the stat sheet, I did see Landon Holly. He did play. He did get some time.
Really?
Yeah, so I guess the knee is not as bad as we thought it was. So that's a positive.
Yeah, very much.
Well, when you look at the score, 0-37, playing against the number 1, number 2 team in the nation. Do you think the score should have been higher?
Well, you got to remember, running clock is after 35. So they were not stopping this clock at all. So.
Yeah, is that a national rule, though?
That's a good question. I don't know. But
AJ, the game was in Baltimore. It was in Maryland. So
regardless, I mean, when you have, like you just mentioned, 102 total offense in 4 quarters, that is complete domination. So
Yeah.
that's yikes.
Edgewater took on the Winter Park Wildcats, 28-21.
Hey, AJ.
AJ didn't have to make a video this week. You have to make a video, man.
Look, there's one name that you guys better remember. He plays at Winter Park, and he better start playing more. You're going to see some competitive games like this. You might see some different outcomes. But Elijah Nickerson, the freshman quarterback at Winter Park, comes in, throws a touchdown, and rushes the touchdown, ties the game at 14. There was plenty of chances for Winter Park to actually win this football game, which is surprising. But Edgewater, Damian Moore, man, unbelievable. They went heavy with the run game. Obviously won the game here, 28-21. But, man, there's something about playing at Winter Park. These type of games happen, especially when you're really big underdogs. There's that stadium is a historical stadium here in Orlando. And,
Showalter.
Showalter kind of got a little interesting. But, talking to Browning, there's 14 players that are injured right now for Edgewater. So when you have that time, they've had 8 straight weeks, guys, of straight football, including the kickoff class. They have 0 bye weeks right now up to this point. They still have 2 more games before their first bye week before Boone. These guys, they're ground pound heavy. A lot of these guys have won them by blowouts. But, yeah, Winter Park caught them on a nice night, but they just couldn't finish it. So,
it was a real good competitive game. Cardi Emanuel went 15 for 18. 131 yards, very efficient. But as you mentioned, Damian Moore, he was the star of the night. 24 carries, 254 yards, and 4 touchdowns. But at the same time, one thing that was very alarming to me was Edgewater seemed like they just could not stop Winter Park passing attack. You mentioned Nickerson, the sophomore quarterback. He threw for 136, but Archie, the junior quarterback, he threw for 162. So collectively, they threw for 300 yards on Edgewater, and that's a little alarming to me. But Sebastian Laura, receiver for Winter Park, he had 8 catches for 107 yards. Pouncey, he also had 3 catches for 90 yards and a touchdown. So shouts out to Winter Park. They playing tough, but Edgewater was able to hold them off in the victory.
Tiberius took on New Smyrna Beach Barracudas.
Hey, man. Hey, shout out to Tavares showing us love on the show after the game. They gave us the whole rundown on our prediction, gave me and AJ some green check marks, and your boy Lowood got a fat X. Oh, they try to cancel him so bad. But again, this goes right back to the game we talked about first about strength of schedule with Winter Springs. That actually matters. Again, when you're playing good competition every week, you're prepared for games like this. Don't let records fool you. Yes, they have a legendary head coach from Cocoa. New Smyrna is taking care of business. They're winning the games that usually they're not winning. So kudos to them. Kudos to them. Okay. But, yeah, Tiberius was way too much for them. I think they are proven. They have a great establishment. They have a great coaching staff. I think that was the difference here, and they won by double digits like I called it.
Yep. Pretty good game. Obviously, low-scoring game, so good defense on both sides. Just correction on both of the records. Both of these teams are 4-2. That
was last week. Yeah, you're
first half of the season. I see what you're saying. First half of the season, they both had a pretty solid first half. They just got to continue it. Looking at Tavares, junior running back, Tamari Collins had 24 carries, 124 yards, and a touchdown. So he was the bell cow, so to speak, for Tavares, and they were able to get that victory.
Toho took on Lake Brantley Patriots 7-43.
Yeah, I'm real surprised by this. Not surprised that Lake Brantley won, but I'm surprised that Toho didn't put up more offense. When I looked at the stats, I think Sabby had to get hurt because Sabby only threw 12 passes. He was 7 for 12, 101 yards. And Toho ran the ball 23 times in one football game. So I think Sabby got injured. I'm not sure. I have to check on that. But Lake Brantley, business as usual. Jackson, he was 21 for 27, 221 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. I think his favorite weapon is Devon Washington. He's a feisty guy. He had 4 catches, 69 yards, and a touchdown. But Lake Brantley was able to get their offense back in motion. They played strong defense, and they dominated this ball game.
Yeah, I mean, I actually, man, Coach Will thought Toho was shout out to Coach Will, Jones High School, thought Toho was going to win this game. I'm like, yeah, we'll bet a steak dinner on this, and we saw how that went. But yeah, Lake Brantley, I think this is a great way to respond. I honestly didn't think this was going to be competitive, and showed. I just think that right now, Lake Brantley, other than Seminole, they've proven that these type of games, this is how the outcome is going to be, especially when you have a quarterback like Jackson Stecker. I know, granted, obviously Savvy's a historical quarterback in toes, the most prolific quarterback ever in their history. They've only been around for a decade or so. But, yeah, man, Lake Brantley, they're rolling. If they don't play competition, let's just say they are going to look like this. I think this is the outcome.
Haggerty took on Oviedo 26-41.
Hey, this is the game that AJ tied me with for overall predictions, but I was on the impression, I thought it was going to be at Haggerty. So the whole time last week, I'm like, I'm taking the hometown team. I thought that was the advantage, but it was actually at Oviedo. So yeah, I would have probably picked Oviedo in that sense, but I didn't, and Haggerty lost, and it is what it is. But it looked like it was turned out to be a pretty good game. But yeah, Oviedo, the home team town, definitely did win there. Congrats, AJ.
Hey man, what can I say? Oviedo's quarterback, Sebastian, I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name.
Galliano.
Listen, the boy had a day. He was 8 for 14, 285 yards, 4 touchdowns and 1 interception. Deshaun Forbes, obviously that's his big play guy. Deshaun Forbes had 3 catches, 170 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And then just on another note, Brock Joyce, my heart is with you and your family, man. I'm just praying for you, that God's will be done, and just keep your head up, stay positive. But Brock, he also had 14 carries, 109 rushing yards, and a touchdown. So, I mean, they did great. But at the same time, Haggerty, they produced numbers. When you look at Royce Jenkins, he was 29 for 51, 338 yards. But it wasn't enough. He had 2 interceptions, and I think those turnovers were pivotal. Samari Chisholm, he had 1 of those interceptions. So good job by Oviedo. I appreciate y'all having my back.
DeLand, this was the game of the week, gentlemen. DeLand took on Mainland Buccaneers 28-20.
Go ahead, AJ. You were here.
Was this the one? Did you pick Mainland?
No, we both picked DeLand. Remember, you're like, oh man.
So what was the other game that I tied you with?
No, that was it. Remember, you were down 1 going into it, and you won the.
I was only down 1. I thought I was down 2. Oh yeah, because I went.
Remember, you went undefeated back to back.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but this game right here, I was at this game. Man, listen. I know Jones plays in from time to time. They'll play in Camp and Rural. I know Mainland plays in Daytona Municipal, and Seabreeze and all those other schools. But D-Land at Spec Martin Field.
That's where Stetson plays, right?
Stetson, correct, bro. They got the best home field in the country, in the state. Like, it's amazing. I haven't been there in a couple years, but just being to a big game like this, you see the excitement. It was a full house, standing room only. D-Land, they showed that they were ready this year. Taj Moore had a terrific game. He had 19 carries, 153 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. He also had a passing touchdown, and I found out he was a lefty. He had a passing touchdown, 29 yards. He also had a fumble recovery. He scored a 56-yard run the first play of the game. And I was like, oh, boy, it's going to get ugly. At the same time, though, I got a lot of respect for Mainland. One thing that I did notice going on Mainland's sideline, it was more of a family. I felt like a family vibe over there. It wasn't a team. It was a family. And 2 guys I want to shout out, Tamaj Woodard, linebacker, and Dennis King Jr. Obviously, we've heard of Dennis King. But them 2 guys are football players, and but D-Land was just a little too much, man. Just a little too much on the offense.
Yeah, I mean, like we called it, and I'm just surprised that this game didn't go into the 50s, But I think, they adjusted well. I know you were texting us back and forth. It was a really good game to be a part of, especially the way you're describing it. I would have loved to be there. But, yeah, I think the better team definitely won here. So good job, DeLand, and just keep rolling, baby. 6-0.
Fellas, we got some dudes.
Dudes of the week. Let's look at Damian Moore, senior. I don't even want to say running back. He's a senior athlete. 243 yards rushing, or was it 253? I just know he had a hell of a game, 4 rushing touchdowns. He's been the bell cow for Edgewater all season. So shouts out to D Moore. Terrific game, my boy.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, Adam Chappell was all about him from Friday. So he texted us quick, was like, look, this dude went berserk tonight. He deserves it in a big-time game. So shout out to Damian Moore, as we mentioned earlier in the show.
Defensive dude of the week, Kazmeen Jean. 4 tackles, 2 interceptions for Okoye, and a shutout victory versus Hudson, 42-0. And I think they had to go on the road to Hudson, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a big win. Get a shutout under your belt. He was the dude of the week for the defense. I know he walking around campus. You can't tell that boy nothing right now. 2 interceptions. But yeah, shout out to Kazmeen Jean.
Probably 2 more than his whole career.
And then special teams dude of the week, we got Kamari Williams, 3 punt returns, 79 yards, but he also had a 60-yard punt return for Tavares. That was one of those touchdowns in that low-scoring game, so it proved to be a pivotal score. But, yeah, shouts out to Kamari Williams, special teams dude of the week.
Listen, guys, this completes our first segment of Week 8. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to introduce a new segment called Locker Room Uninterrupted. We're going to bring on a special guest, highlight a good football program that's showing out, doing their thing. So, guys, give us about 2 minutes, and we'll be right back.
Within all of us beats the heart of a champion. We aim for gold and glory, yet sometimes we fall short. Or miss. Or, you get the point. No matter what trials we face, having the right financial partner can help every champion live up to their potential and forge a path to victory. Addition Financial. Count us in.
It's a simple idea. Can you leverage some of the biggest events in the world to change the life of a family down the street? How can a game here benefit someone here, or here, or here? At FCS, we organize events you love and use them to benefit the community we love. It's about more than a bowl game, more than football, more than a stadium. It's about impact on our neighbors and the next generation. Our roots run deep, and now we're branching out. Here, you're part of a story unlike any in the country about what we can do when we work together to go for the win. Bolder, brighter, stronger, together. Let's go win.
In the world of sports, every move counts. Every decision shapes your future.
At Influencer Counsel, we understand the importance of making the right choices and having wise counsel.
Our team specializes in legal counsel, ensuring every contract is airtight and every deal is in your best interest.
In this new world, financial responsibility is even more important than ever before. We ensure our clients understand this new responsibility and educate them on how to navigate it properly. Taxation obligations, investment opportunities, and purchasing assistance can mean the difference in their short-term and long-term success.
Our branding specialists work tirelessly to build and elevate your personal brand, making sure you stand out on and off the field. Join Influencer Counsel and maximize your opportunities. Legal, financial, branding, legacy. Your future starts here.
guys, welcome back. Welcome back to week 8 of the Central Florida High School Scoreboard Show presented by the Influencer Council. We got my main man, AJ Books, Baylin Trujilio. Listen, guys, I'm excited about this segment. We're going to highlight a football program that's doing their thing, and we're going to actually have some representation from a Brevard County school. I would love to go ahead and introduce to the stage Coach C from Ugali Commodores. What's going on, Coach?
I can't call it. Just another day to be blessed on this earth, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The offensive lineman coach, correct?
Correct.
Man, hey, Coach, man, thank you for joining us and then hopping on. Man, we see y'all doing y'all thing over there in Brevard County, man. Talk to us. What's going on over there?
Hey, man, we just trying to put it together, get some W's and stick to the goal, man. That's it. And that's trying to win the state championship.
Well, I see.
Man, go ahead.
I see you've been pretty busy with Joe going down early on in the season. Y'all been run heavy. I mean, like 80-90% run heavy. So your week's been pretty busy. Talk to us about the adjustment of the team having to go from a more conventional spread style offense to now run heavy dominant.
Well, like I tell everybody else, man, we got a great coaching staff. Coach Sands, Coach Trent guy, they definitely put it together and make things happen. We lost Joe week 1, played 3 of the offensive series. But when he went down, it's like we came together and we just tried to put it together so and make it easier for the kids, Like everybody knows, we have Xavier Larice, we have Xavier Corbin, TJ Monroe. They are very much assets to the offense. But yeah, with Joe going down, we thought it was going to be a tough thing for us, but we adjusted. We made the proper adjustments, put people in the right places to make plays. And, with that, we've been able to get the wins.
Yeah, for sure.
Coach, we see, looking at your schedule, you took on Vero Beach, that was your first loss of the season, looks like. High scoring game. Then you took on Rockledge, and then you took on Heritage, First Academy, 12-8. Took on Cocoa, 25-13. And you took on Titusville Terriers, 27-14. And then you took on Trinity Catholic last week, 51-0. But looking at what you have coming up right here, Coach, you got Merritt Island.
Island.
Yes, in Atlantic. Talk to us, Coach. In that locker room, what is the talk? If we could be just a fly on the wall, what's going on in that locker room as you're gearing up for Friday matchup?
Really, the kids are focused. They locked in. They know the task at hand. We got to go out there and get a dub. Playing in the old dome, that's definitely a tough place to play. But I believe, last time we played over there, we came out with a win. I believe it was 17-12. That was 2 years ago. But and we had to run something similar as well when we went in there last time. But I believe with the weapons that we have and the assets that we have, I believe we can go in there, we can compete and put up a good fight and get a win. Our defense been playing lights out, man. I'm talking about lights out. Merritt Island has a great program. I always give credit when credit due. They have a great program. They got some great things going on over there. But I really think that, with the adjustments that were made and the game plan put together, I believe we can go in there, we can go and compete and try and claim our 3rd district title in a row. So, you got kids on the defensive side of the ball, though, like Daniel Tolbert, you got Caden Jaquez, Tashawn Lane. We got a kid, his name is Kiani. We call him Baby K. But we got him. We got Captain Roll, Marquise. But we got some talent on there. Ramir. Like we definitely got some talent on the defensive side of the ball. But we're gonna have to come out of it. We're gonna have to contain a really good quarterback in Kevin Propel.
Yes, sir. looking at this team compared to some of the teams you've had in the past, obviously, I'm going to be honest with you. I was very excited to see Joseph Allen this year. Unfortunately, what happened at Vero was very tough for everybody involved. But what about this team specifically? It makes this team different because we saw games like TFA where you're one possession away from winning that game. Then, you're tight against Titusville. They have a lot of momentum, and then you just suck the life out of them. Then you blow out Cocoa. So, what is about this team that's different that's made this team come together? Because I'm going to be honest, man, losing a quarterback, that can sometimes, you can go a completely different direction. But I feel like this team got better over the last couple of weeks and playing more together. Not saying, obviously, that it wouldn't happen with Joseph, but it's awesome to see how you guys responded with that. So what about this team is kind of different because you guys honestly have the talent to make a run for a state title this year. I think it's lock. Obviously, it's played Northwestern, but with Joseph Allen there. But what about this team is different than maybe some of the teams in the past?
Uh-oh.
My bad. I forgot to put it on airplane mode. My bad. But with this team here, the difference, it's the resilience, man, and the want to, and they want it. You know what I'm saying? We have a stout group of leadership in our seniors that, they've been there last year. They were in this position last year. We made it to the Final Four. They know what it takes to get there. So with having that experience and that want to, I believe that's the difference in this team. Like you said, we lost. Me honestly, and I'm just going to be blunt with it. I think if we had Joseph, we definitely would be undefeated, one of the top teams in the state. But the resilience of the kids, the effort, the hard work that they put in, man, it's different. It's different. They come in, we practice hard. The leadership shows up in practice, which shows in the game. Like I always tell them, practice how you play, because when it comes to the game, it'll be like practice. You know what I'm saying? So it's all in the want to. It's all in the resilience of the kids, man. I think this group here is very special.
I said, Coach, man, what y'all feeding them those athletes over there in Brevard County, man?
Hey, they're good. They eating good. I'm gonna tell you that. I ain't gonna let out the secret, but they eating good, man. They eating good.
Coach, man, thank you for hanging out with us, man. Baylin, AJ, you got any final questions or last words?
AJ, this is your favorite team. I'm telling you, I want to. Hey, what you got for my boy, man? Because you love. When I tell you love O'Callaghan,
we was in the spaces, right? I had actually made a comment on Twitter, and I told AJ, I said, AJ, you was spot on, man. You called it. That's when you and Baylin went against each other.
EG, my favorite team in Brevard County. I don't care what nobody say. It's my favorite team.
He loved.
Yes, sir, man. But
it's a testament to you too, Coach. I mean, you've definitely changed that program. Nobody was talking about them years ago. So now they seem to be the hottest team. I think they're the hottest team in Brevard. I think they're the best team in Brevard. We're going to have a prediction later about Merritt Island. But I love what you're doing, Coach. And, man, I just can't wait to see Joseph Allen next year. But obviously we're gonna be where our feet are at. And I think you have a really good shot of, repeating a Final Four. And, crazier things have happened. And, hey, you can go out there and go win a state title, man. And
man.
As long as your boy flips to Miami, we're totally good. All right. So
hey, shout out to the head guy, Coach Sands, man. Coach Sands.
Man, shout out to Coach Sands. Shout out to the whole coaching staff. Coach Sands, Coach Guy. We got two of the best defensive coordinators in the game, Coach Ramos and Coach Kiki. Like them boys, like them fellas put in work. Our whole staff, like, we're dedicated to making these kids better. And with us being dedicated to making these kids better and getting them ready for the next level, it makes Coach Sands' job a lot easier. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. With getting them into school and getting them to college. So I definitely shout out my coaching staff, man, and all the players on there, man. I love them boys like they're my own, man. And I'm ready to get to it Friday night, man.
I hear you. Well, Coach, man, thank you for chopping up with us, man. Thank you for taking some time out your night, man. Maybe wish you guys a healthy rest of the season, man. Hopefully we see you guys later down the road. All right.
Yes, sir. Anchor down, baby.
Yes, sir. Listen, that was fun. AJ, that was for you, man. I had to give you a little treat.
I ain't even know you was gonna have EG on here tonight. But
AJ, I'm like, man, I'm waiting for him to ask a question. He's just kind of like, dang.
Yeah, man. early Christmas present for you. Nah, I was playing.
And
Listen,
next week we have Coach Elijah Williams on the show for Baylin.
Man, you know, Will ain't ever coming on the show.
Oh, you ready for this? Surprise guest Scott Perry's coming on from Lake Mary.
We'll see.
Guys, we got some top 10 we got to dive into. Here we go. At 10, DP. At 9, DeLand. At 8, Lake Mary. At 7, Jones. At 6, West Orange. At 5, Boone. At 4, TFA. At 3, Evans. At 2, Bishop Moore. And locking the number 1 spot, Edgewater.
Eagles. Yeah, I think the top 10 is solid. I know initially I argued for D-Land to be higher, maybe over Jones and Lake Mary, since they were 6-0 and they had just won a tough ball game versus Mainland, a good game, good win. But realistically, I'm not sure if their defense would be able to hold up versus Jones and Lake Mary. I think they're the best team in Volusia County. But yeah, this is a very solid top 10. Evans creeped up into the 3 spot now. You see Boone at 5. I mean, DP is now in it. They're 5-1, and they have a big game this week versus a undefeated East Ridge at 6-0. So I don't know, man. We could see some more flip flopping and changing here in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Everything AJ said. I think the argument again was the DeLand and how moving down, but at the same time, when you look at records, straight the schedule, Jones losing by 3 to both our number 3 team and number 1 team. It's tough, and of course, with Darion, you always have a shot. So I don't know how DeLand would stop him, and then Lake Mary, they're rolling right now. So it'll be interesting. All this stuff means really nothing until the end of the year and playoffs happen, but it's just fun to talk about this. And Boone continues to make strides. That's an interesting team that no one really saw. And then Dr. Phillips, they finally entered our top 10. So we keep talking about the bubble teams. Well, finally a bubble got bursted, and you see Dr. Phillips in there. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of movement this week because this is a massive, massive week of high school football. So we will get into this a little shortly.
Man, I we don't really talk about this much, but Bishop Moore been quiet on our rankings.
They just dominate. There's really no much.
Yeah.
They're dominating right now. I mean, but I will say this: none of their games have been game of the week because they really, honestly, haven't been tested. So I know their hardest game so far this year, other than Edgewater for a kickoff classic, was Bartow, in which they came back and beat them. So they've blown out everybody they played. They are taking care of business.
They beat Oviedo first game of the season. They put 68.
Exactly.
Oviedo's a solid team. We just saw Oviedo beat Haggerty, and you picked Haggerty to beat Oviedo.
I did. But Haggerty, we're not bragging about Haggerty every week either. So.
Hey, I'm just saying they put 68 on a public school in Seminole County. They dominated OCP. They put 34 up on Bartow. They dominated Mount Dora 57. Melbourne Central Catholic, the closest game was Tampa Catholic 29-20, and I was really surprised it was that close, if I'm being honest. But looking at their schedule, Eustis, Tavares, Florida State University, and then last game of the season, Lake Mary.
Oh, we'll be okay. Don't worry. Don't you worry.
So these top 10, we always have teams on outside looking in. I know we're going to go over our games of the week, right after this segment. But who's creeping up on your radar, AJ? Who's creeping up on your radar?
Osceola. They're always knocking on the door, and I mean they ready to kick the door in. And then East Ridge. East Ridge is 6-0, and they play the number 10 team, Dr. Phillips. If East Ridge beats Dr. Phillips, they're guaranteed to get in the top 10. So right now, those are the 2 teams that are just lurking, waiting for one of these teams to slip up.
Yeah, I think my 2 teams, actually, I'm going to flip it a little bit here. I think, obviously, the obvious is Osceola. I think, regardless, I think they are probably the next one in if one of these teams get clipped. Other than obviously, if East Ridge beats Dr. Phillips, they will get in 7-0 and beating a top 10 team. So that's a lock there. With Osceola having no wins against any top 10 team, they've lost 2 games, and it was to Jones and Lake Mary. But here's the other team that we just talked to their coach. I think O'Galley, if they continue to win, they will be back in our top 10. We kind of eliminated them a little early because they lost Joseph Allen, but they have responded in a massive way. Straight the schedule matters. They blew out Cocoa. They were competitive against TFA, who's continued to be in our top 5. I think if O'Galley continues to do what they're doing, I would not be surprised if they not only jump in our top 10, but they are within the first, I would say 5 to 8 slots. So they keep winning, they're going to definitely get in. So I think the 2 hottest teams are Osceola and O'Galley for sure.
No, that's a good point. Good point.
Yeah. All right, guys, we have our games of the week.
Man, I got some making up to do, man, because your boy AJ finally caught up, man. We're even right now. We're blanketed, so we got to figure out what's going on, man. I know we're gonna.
AJ, don't be over there fumbling around now.
Man,
This is a crazy week right now, man.
He's silent. He ain't bragging. He's just.
I'm just cooling. Yeah, I'm cooling. Because this is a tough week right here. I'm not gonna lie. It's a couple games where I know where Baylin's gonna go, but I'm kind of on the fringe, so we'll see what happens.
EG taking on Merritt Island Mustangs.
You want me to go first?
There's no better way to start off this than this game right here.
Have to.
I want AJ to go first because this could be interesting.
It ain't interesting for me. I got EG winning a close game. They just got too many athletes. You heard all the athletes Coach mentioned. X-Man, he leads the bunch. He leads the charge with 646 rushing yards, but he also has 4 interceptions. Then you got Corbin, who is a freshman. He has 629 yards rushing. He averages 10 yards a carry, 10.7 to be exact. So if we're doing math, young man average 11 yards a carry. But then you got Caden Jaquez, the leading tackler. You got TJ Monroe, Gabriel Player. He's a new guy that I like to watch now. Captain Rowe. They just got too many players. I know Merritt Island, has Kevin at quarterback. He has over 1,500 yards passing. Dontarius Robinson, his favorite weapon, over 400 yards receiving. But I got EG going into Merritt Island and coming back with a dub, anchor down.
Look, I love everything you said, and I'm going to agree with everything you said. O'Galley is loaded with talent, and I think that they are positioning themselves to really be the next team up that we talk about, the king of Brevard. But I'm taking Merritt Island in this football game. I think Merritt Island wins, and I think because they're at home and the way Kevin's been playing, especially this game against Ed White, completely lit it up. I think offensively it's going to be hard to stop, and I do think that Merritt Island beats O'Galley on Friday night and sends O'Galley home with a nice little L to complete that anchor.
I'm glad you picked Merritt Island because you must not know EG secondary. I'm talking Captain Roll, a 6'3" corner.
I like it.
X-Man, the Oregon commit at safety. He gonna pick that boy off a couple times.
Merritt Island for the win, buddy.
I like it.
AJ, let it go, man.
Hey, we make
a video from Baylin by Friday.
Don't be up a game after this.
We have Lake Howell Civil Hall taking on the Oviedo Lions.
I guess I'll go first.
We're ping pong.
Yeah, I like what Lake Howell's doing. Obviously, with Bryson, they're a different football team. But the only game that I can really compare the two is against Haggerty, and Lake Howell got completely wiped off the floor against Haggerty, and Oviedo just beat Haggerty. I'm taking Oviedo Lions for this win. They're going to beat Lake Howell, and I think it's going to be by a couple scores.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I like everything that Lake Nona is doing. I'm tripping tonight. Lake Howell is moving in the right direction. But Coach O has been doing it for a long time over at Oviedo. They're a well-established program. Historically, they normally win 10 games a year. They're at 4, and I expect them to get the 5th win this week. I got Oviedo for the dub.
Jones taking on Lake.
Why are we doing this one so early? Like, give me some time to think.
Nah, brother.
Dang.
Nah.
Can we come back? Can we come back to this game?
I need you. We can take our time. We got some time.
Can we come back to this game? Can we come back to this one and save this one and Lake Mary? This one and Lake Mary. We got to save them two for last. I need as much time.
Say no more, AJ.
I like that, AJ.
Yeah, I know you.
Yeah, taking on Cornerstone.
That boy, trying to get the haymakers out the way, man. This dude.
Boy, what? He trying to come on, bro. Like, give me some jabs.
This is the best week, and we're already trying to eliminate these games early, man.
I'm up. I got CFCA. I got the hometown team. I think Gav at quarterback. He's been playing terrific. Kid's only in the 8th grade. And he is playing lights out. He has over 1,100 yards passing. And his interception to touchdown ratio is like 4-1. So he's making very good decisions, and I like CFCA to win.
Gavin Pritzkow will be my next Noah Grubbs, Darion Coleman, Brady Hart. He is the next man up, and he's only in 8th grade, guys. This kid has been with me for 10 years. I absolutely love this kid, and for him to do what he's doing as an 8th grader, literally dominate. Now, granted, obviously their schedule's a little bit weaker, but for what he's doing as an 8th grader against seniors, guys who are 15, 16, 17 years old, I don't care where they play. This kid's lining it up and lighting it up. You know what I mean? So, CFCA wins in this game. Cornerstone has a pretty good quarterback too for themselves, and they have a historical legendary coach as well. I believe it's a Gerke, if I'm not mistaken. But I think CFCA is going to be too much for them. They're unbeaten for a reason, and they're putting people away. It's not even close because your boy Gavin Pritzkow.
For me, taking on OCP.
I'm going first, man. I'm going to be honest. I don't know much about Fort Meade other than the fact that Darion Coleman came from this area. This is where he grew up, and this is where he played youth football at. Fort Meade was where he started as an 8th grader and made his legendary name. Now he's at Jones, obviously. But other than that, OCP, the hometown team. I love you. But I'm going with Fort Meade here just for the purpose of record and Polk County and where Darion started his career. So I'm going to go Fort Meade for the win over OCP.
Polk County in the house. AJ.
Man, OCP finna be mad at you.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know much about it.
But I'm going to have to agree with you. I know a little bit about Fort Meade, so I think that was a good pick. They have a stud athlete, Amari Russell, two-way guy, receiver, safety. He's the leader in command. And Fort Meade, if I'm not mistaken, won the championship last year for their division. OCP has terrific athletes as well. They're well coached. Zeke Gunn is going to lead the charge for OCP. But I just like Fort Meade. I like Fort Meade. I like the Polk County blood, so I'm going to go with Fort Meade.
DP taking on East Ridge. We were talking about East Ridge earlier.
Yep. My pickup. Let's go. The game at East Ridge.
Is it?
It's got to be.
Let's get this right this time. Hold on. I'm looking it up right now. We got to get this right because that might matter.
The game is at East Ridge.
Is it? Are you sure? I'm looking at Max Preps right now. The game is at East Ridge. Yeah. Yep.
The game is at East Ridge. Win, lose, or draw. I expect the Duke boys to go crazy. I expect them to be very efficient. Duke Brown and Duke Garrison. Both of those guys are talented young men, sophomore receivers. Duke Brown last year was at Toho. He had 700-800 yards receiving. I expect him to get 1,000 this year. He already has over 500 yards. Duke Garrison, he is a sophomore receiver already committed to Florida State. And he's a special talent. I mean, his ball skills and ability
East Ridge has a Florida State commit?
Yeah, that boy ain't nothing but the truth. I'm talking about his best asset. You know when kids high point the ball, but they always fall? Go look at his highlight film. He'll high point the ball, a 50-yard bomb, and come down contested and then run another 10 yards. And I'm like, damn, he like a cat. But it's too many dogs over there in Dr. Phillips. Zion Matthews, Cam West, McHenry, RJ Stamp. You got MJ Jones. MJ's committed to Arkansas, if I'm not mistaken, and he's on that D line. And Coach Will's been doing it too long, man. I can't. It'd be hard for me to see them losing to. And no disrespect to Lake County football, but it'd be hard for me to see them losing to Eastridge. So I'm gonna go with DP.
Yeah, absolutely. Strength of schedule matters. Here we go. We got Eustis, 37-0. Mount Dora, 28-25. Davenport, 51-6. Freedom, 62-0. Ridge Community, 49-7. Celebration, 48-7. There's not been a single threat for East Ridge in their schedule to say they're going to beat Dr. Phillips. There is no way Dr. Phillips is losing this game. They're not only going to beat East Ridge, they're going to show you the difference between strength of schedule and what it really means to play opponents. Now, again, East Ridge is taking care of what they're supposed to. Again, a lot of these times that they're losing these games in the past, right? So now they're the top dog in their area. But again, you give Dr. Phillips that schedule, they're probably similar scores, if not maybe worse. So with the talent that Dr. Phillips has, they're going to go over to, Lake County, and they are going to rain on anybody's parade, whether it's raining or clear skies. It doesn't matter. It's all Panthers Friday night, and I do believe they come out victorious.
Winter Park taking on the Boone Braves.
This is a massive game. This could be a trap game for sure. Oh, I think I'm up first. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, you are up first. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the record shows Boone 6-0. Winter Park played Edgewater phenomenally tough to a point where they tied the game, and had chances to actually take the lead in the football game. They were at Showalter. I believe this game is at Boone. It's a tough place to play. I would say Winter Park, I like the 2-quarterback system. I think Elijah needs to play a little bit more. He's proven that when he comes in, he's a dynamic quarterback. Kid that could have ended up at Boone, actually. But I'm going to take the Braves here. I'm not going to go away from the hottest team other than a couple other teams we talk about, like Bishop Moore and Edgewater in Orlando. Boone is going to win at home. They're going to beat Winter Park. It's going to be close. But I just love what Sam Johnson's doing. I love what Coach Andy's doing offensively. Defense is playing well. Man, it's hard to beat Boone when they are rolling, and I love the Braves in this matchup.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick by you. When you look at roster for roster, Winter Park has more household names. When you look at Pouncey, committed to Notre Dame. You look at Eshawn Sutton, committed to Syracuse. You look at DeCorey Johnson, committed to Eastern Michigan. They have, you would say, oh, yeah, they're going to win this game. But Boone is a tough team led by Aaron Hardy. He averages 147 yards on the ground a game. Not to mention you have Sam Johnson at quarterback. So when you have that kind of duo, Noah Maddox leading the defense, but then they have a young man, number 0. His name is Will Buznowski. He's a stud, and I like Boone to take care of business at home. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Boone.
All right, AJ, no more fumbling around. I don't hear no stuttering. Jones.
Damn, and I go first?
Yeah.
Yeah, scratch the back of that neck. Yeah.
Come on, AJ.
This is a tough one. I like Lake Wells. Lake Wells played Jones real tough last year, so to speak, relatively speaking. Lake Wells has athletes. Lake Wells has a wide receiver, Cornelius Purdy, that Jones is going to have a problem with. It's not going to be a single defensive back on the field that's going to be able to contain that young man. If he gets the going, he's going to get the going. Last week, he had 180 yards and 3 touchdowns in the second half. He went berserko. So if he has one of those type of games, plus they have the defensive backs, they got Deuce, they got Bino, like they got DBs that can contain Jones, and the game is in Lake Wells. Quay, they got Quay at DB, like they got some dogs.
I hear a but about to happen.
But I can't pick against Jones right now. They already lost day 2 for the year. I just can't see them getting another one. I like Jones to go and win a tough game. But I'm gonna be honest, if Lake Wales wins by 1 or 2 or 3 points, I wouldn't be surprised. But I do like Jones to win a close game.
Well, AJ, who would be surprised? Me, because it ain't going to happen. There's 2 common opponents that Lake Wales has played that Jones has completely annihilated, Auburndale and Seminole, and they wiped the floor off both of them. It wasn't even close. Now, I know Auburndale is a different football team now than when they played Lake Wales.
They didn't have a quarterback. Neither team had a quarterback.
Correct, but guess what? Auburndale found their quarterback, and they still got wiped the floor off by Jones 37-3. So I honestly think that no matter what's going to happen here, I think Jones wins comfortably by 2 scores, 10+. They're going to go to Lake Wales where Seminole just lost. They went over to Lake Wales and got beat, but it was a close game. No way, shape, or form was it close when Jones played Seminole. Not even close. Like, it wasn't even like a conversation. It was 42-0 first quarter. I think that if they put it together, Jones wins comfortably. They need to, because this is for everything. This is home field advantage. This is a seeding in the playoffs to where they eventually, avoid the Miami teams. I know they have a lot at stake going into this game. This is an outright district championship. If Jones somehow to lose this game, this is a 3-way tie. They need to solidify it right here Friday night and be done with it to have home field advantage to go play against some of them Tampa schools so they can find their way to a Final Four and ultimately playing a Miami team in the state title game.
Would only 2 from the district go to the playoffs, or can all 3 of them go?
No, I think it's only 2. I think it's the state, it's the champion and the runner-up, but it all depends on where they seed too. That's
then the strength of schedule, wouldn't that matter for the third?
I think they eliminated strength of schedule.
They eliminated that.
Yep.
Yeah, it is a big game for Lake Wales, and that's why I want to pick Lake Wales, because they can't lose.
Because guess what, dude? If they lose, they're eliminated. Because Auburndale will get the second nod. So
yeah, because Auburndale
is going to be rooting so hard for Lake Wales, but it ain't going to happen. We know what's going to happen.
Then the game of the week, Seminoles taking on Lake Mary.
Oh no! No way! They beat Lake Mary at home. Lake Mary has not lost to Seminole at home since Noah was a freshman. And what did he do? The 2 weeks after that, went right to Bokie and eliminated them in the playoff game as a freshman. This is the game that decides Noah Grubb's fate with Seminole, between having a winning record in history against them with 3-2 or a losing record. And I think Lake Mary at home, where he's only lost 4 to 5 total games in his whole career, we are not seeing that happening Friday night. They will beat Seminole. I'm sure I'll see a meme of wrong again if this is not to happen. But Seminole remembers the last time they played at Lake Mary and what that ended up looking like, and that was not pretty. Now, it's a different team. They have a new quarterback, but I think what the advantage of Lake Mary is seeing that quarterback play against Lake Brantley. If he was to show up on Friday in a new system with a new quarterback, it could have probably freaked out Lake Mary, but because they have a week to prepare for someone like that who's a dynamic player, they moved their safety to quarterback. He went berserk against Lake Brantley. I think that helps Lake Mary, because if he would have just showed up on Friday, I think Lake Mary would be in massive trouble. But because they know what's coming, I think that's going to help Lake Mary pull out a close one. It ain't going to be crazy, funky business here, but it's just hard to see a Lake Mary team at home with Noah Grubbs and how he's been playing, losing to a Seminole team that's still trying to figure out their identity. Yes, they bullied your boys around last week and Lake Brantley before bye week. I know, I get that. But I think Lake Mary, for what they have, and I know AJ said it all last year, when you have Noah Grubbs, you have a chance. I think Noah is obviously the clear deciding factor in why they win. And I think, again, it's going to be close, but it ain't happening in Lake Mary. And I will be there, by the way. I will be there.
Say no more.
Hey, tell them I'm coming with you.
Yeah, well, hey, we'll be there. Don't worry. Hey, we gonna be chopping it up, baby.
I'm
because I know we ain't driving to Lake Wales. I know that for sure.
That's an hour and a half. That's why, man. I'm gonna go with. I think you make a good point with Chap with them seeing it on film last week, and Lake Mary being able to prepare. I know Lake Mary coaching staff. I got a lot of respect for them. Coach Perry was a head coach at Lake Mary when the head coach at Seminole played at Seminole. So Coach Perry has been doing this for a long time. But I like Seminole. I like what I saw out of them against Lake Brantley. They were at home though in this game at Lake Mary. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Lake Mary because Lake Mary at home, they got the lights and stuff be going off and like this shit crazy, dog. Like it's tight. It's a real
Party. If they score, it's a dang party show for sure.
It is. And I trust Noah. I like Seminole's defense. I like Seminole athletes. I think Seminole's gonna be in this game. Once again, if Seminole wins, I won't be surprised. Yeah, but I do like Lake Mary. I like Noah and the connection with Barrett Schultz. Those two have been pretty unstoppable. Seminole's best DB, he is a dog. But Barrett's 6'4", 6'5". Like Barrett is a cheat code. So I'm gonna take Lake Mary.
Should be fun.
So you guys said this earlier.
So Merritt Island and No Galley, AJ. That is going to
the one. Yeah, EG gonna hold it down for me. EG gonna hold it down for me. Man, and I ain't gonna lie. Part of me was like, I wanted to pick Seminole so bad, but I can't risk it. We getting too late.
If it was at Seminole, obviously, I'm still probably picking Lake Mary, but it would be tough because that's a different environment. But Noah's never lost at Seminole, or actually no, one time junior year, that was a crazy game. But yeah, I just do 4 games his whole career, and it's never been Seminole his freshman year. But man, I keep getting it wrong. But yeah, it's tough to beat Lake Mary at Lake Mary for sure. And this is obvious, and this is also for district implications. If Lake Mary wins, they are outright district champs. So this is a big game for Lake Mary to solidify their second straight district title. Seminole needs to win this game, or they're going to have to want Lake Brantley to beat Lake Mary to even make the playoffs. So this is a massive game, and Lake Mary knows what that's stake.
Man, see, the thing with Lake Mary, because Lake Mary beat Osceola 17-12. That was a close game. Osceola is built
on the road at Osceola.
It wasn't Osceola, okay.
And they are tough. That defense is probably I would say the best defense. In Orlando, honestly, other than not even Edgewater. Osceola's defense is insane. The way they're coached and how they play, and Lake Mary was still to win in that game. Yeah, crazy. It's the only thing I can really put my hat on with that. Because the only other dominating win that Seminole had was Lake Brantley. So it's like, I don't know. And we just saw they're kind of exposed because they're just smaller. They got.
I just haven't seen enough. Yeah.
The thing is, again, if that quarterback was to show up against Lake Mary without them ever seeing that on film, that is massive, massive advantage for Seminole. But because they did, they're going to load the box. They're going to make him throw. And I just don't see.
But the thing that I'm struggling with is, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. When I look at the makeup of Seminole's team, it looks real familiar and real similar to the makeup of a Lakeland, of a Rains, of a Osceola.
Yeah.
Lake Mary lost to Rains and Lakeland, and they barely beat Osceola. So that's what makes me feel like Seminole could win this game.
I just think when you're looking at the trenches, Seminole does not compare as far as what I've seen, especially when I went to the Jones game, compared to Rains, who literally returned everyone from a state championship team last year, the Austin Northwestern, and then Lakeland, who has 2 freaks at D-line. We're not seeing that over there at Seminole. There's no really threat at D-line for Noah. Now, I'm not saying they're not going to make him flustered all night, but I would say like Noah has seen elite competition at that position where he's going to probably feel a lot more comfortable in the pocket this week. So just like Darion did week 1.
Nah, you make a good point.
And Jackson really had other than his 2 picks, he had a decent day throwing the ball. So give me Lake Mary, who's done it.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, I feel you.
I'm about to say, Baylin, you giving him the lob, man. You trying to convince him.
Lob it for me. He making sure.
Yeah, you trying to convince him to stay with Lake Mary, man. Let it.
Like you said, we're calling spade a spade. We're just going based off what we know.
I got on Lake Mary Red tonight too, coincidentally. So I guess.
Oh, there you see. Hey, he's always said it. He's gonna wear the colors that he picks. I didn't see that. I didn't know. I'm wearing black and white like I'm looking for Seminole. Like, oh boy.
Is there a game that we didn't showcase for Game of the Week that's just on your radar that we're gonna be looking at also this week?
High school wise?
Yes, sir.
I think Osceola Vieira was going to be a good one. We didn't talk about that last week, but no, I don't. I honestly, Coco Popka, which on paper looks good, but they're not. It's not going to be close. Yeah, I don't. I think we hit it on the head with our games. For sure.
Yeah, I think that's it. Only other thing I can think of is shout out to my boy D4, Ladarius Pryor at Evans this Friday.
Who they got?
He will become the all-time leading rusher for Evans High School, and he's still got more games to go. So
who they got?
Wakava.
Oh, yeah. BTA.
Nice. Well, guys,
go boys.
This wraps up week 8 of the Central Florida High School Scoreboard
Oh,
show.
man, when we go see O on the sideline of a game, man? When we go see you come hang out with us and watch some good football?
Listen, man. All right, I'm gonna chop it up with y'all, man. All right, we're gonna look at the docket, man. We're gonna look at the lineup for the
You gotta see the party show at Lake Mary with the dude. It's like they're doing things differently. You gotta see them.
Hey, Seminole, I still love y'all, Seminole. I still love y'all though. I just gotta,
Hey, that
nobody's system when I make these picks. I gotta really pick because this dude, I had to just hawk him down. Like I can't let him. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Hey, listen, man. Thank you guys for joining us on this week 8 of the show. We'll see you next week, same time, same place, right here on Varsity Sports Nation. Peace.
Peace.
Varsity Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.